Hello guys and welcome back. So today we'll be discussing SpaceX Falcon 9 pulling off the unbelievable and carrying a huge 88 satellites. It's going to be one heck of a journey, so without any further delay, let's get into it and make sure to watch it until the end. Space Exploration Technologies Corp, or SpaceX, is an American aerospace maker, space transportation services and communications company headquartered in Hawthorne, California. SpaceX was established in 2002 by Elon Musk, fully intent on decreasing space transportation costs to empower the colonization of Mars. SpaceX makes the Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy launch vehicles, a few rocket engines, Dragon cargo, crew spacecraft, and Starlink communications satellites. SpaceX's accomplishments incorporate the first privately funded liquid propellant rocket to arrive at orbit, Falcon 1 out of 2008, the first private company to effectively launch, orbit, and recuperate a spacecraft, Dragon, in 2010, the first private company to send a spacecraft to the International Space Station, Dragon, in 2012, the first vertical takeoff and vertical propulsive landing for an orbital rocket, Falcon 9, out of 2015, the first reuse of an orbital rocket, Falcon 9, of every 2017, and the first private company to send space travelers to orbit and to the International Space Station, SpaceX Crew Dragon Demo 2, out of 2020. SpaceX has flown and reflown the Falcon 9 series of rockets more than 100 times. Before we get further into the video, guys, make sure to subscribe to our channel to make sure you never miss any updates or videos from our channel. SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket sent many satellites into orbit today with a launch that included a strange on-the-ground touchdown for its first stage booster. 88 spacecraft were packed on board the two-stage rocket, which took off from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida, heading for a pole-to-pole orbit. The Sun's synchronous orbit is normally liked for Earth observation satellites, of which there were bounty. Two of the spacecrafts were Sherpa orbital transfer vehicles worked via Seattle-based Spaceflight Incorporated. One of the Sherpas utilized an electric propulsion framework to move in space and send satellites into various orbits. The different one was a free flyer. The two Sherpa orbital tugs conveyed 36 payloads between them, including 6 microsatellites, 29 CubeSats, and 1 facilitated payload. Spaceflight's customers for this mission come from 14 associations in 7 countries. One of the satellites was Orbit Fab's Tanker 001 satellite, which was designed to test in-space refueling systems. A startup situated in Kent, Wash, Starfish Space, assumed a part in fostering the guidance software for Tanker 001. This was SpaceX's second committed satellite rideshare mission, known as Transporter 1. Notwithstanding the Sherpas and their payloads, the Falcon 9 conveyed many other spacecraft, including Loft Orbital's YAM-3 satellite, a multi-purpose spacecraft that was worked on by Leo Stellar at its factory in Tukwila, Washington. It might be said SpaceX was a customer just as a launch supplier for today's Transporter 2 mission, on account of 3 satellites for SpaceX's Starlink broadband data constellation that were aboard the Falcon 9. The Starlink spacecraft worked at SpaceX's satellite development and manufacturing refocus in Redmond, Washington. The current week's liftoff from the Florida launch pad must be deferred on Tuesday, when a helicopter wandered into a confined zone around the Falcon 9 not long before launch time. Weather represented a test today, yet after several launch time resets, the rocket rose into overcast skies at 3:31 p.m. ET. A few minutes after launch, the Falcon 9's second stage isolated from the first stage supporter and proceeded with its trek to orbit. In light of the mission's assigned orbit, the promoter was modified to fly itself back to SpaceX's Landing Zone 1, not a long way from the Florida launch pad, as opposed to heading for an at-sea touchdown. Twin sonic blasts proclaimed the descent of the supporter, which made a bullseye arrive, as SpaceX employees could be heard cheering wildly on the webcast. That was just about as smooth from IVE perspective. This booster has landed for the 8th time, launch commentator Andy Tran said. It was the first on-the-ground arrival for SpaceX since last December. SpaceX was additionally focusing on an at-sea recovery of the Falcon 9's fairing or nose cone. The Falcon 9's second stage sent its many payloads throughout the 90 minutes following launch, finishing with the Sherpas and the Starlink satellites. So that was all for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to hit like, share and subscribe to our channel. Also, let us know your thoughts about the video in the comment section.